Sorry guys, it's been a while. I haven't done a video. I had to get my teeth fixed. I chipped my tooth in the very back, but now I can speak well for the moment. Well, not actually for the moment, but now I can speak much better than the previous days. But anyways, guys, let's start off ending Phase 1 with one of my favorite movies of all time, Marvel's The Avengers, starring Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Tom Hiddleston, and Samuel L. Jackson. And also directed by Joss Whedon. And yeah, this is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. And why, you may ask? Well, let's start off first with the very simplistic thing that I want to get shown. So you can see right there, there's the movie. And yep. Let's first start off with the story. The story starts off itself with, well, I never did mention in my previous videos that on the very extra credit scenes for both Thor and Captain America. In the Thor after credit scene, we get to see Loki and disguising himself maybe as Dr. Selvig or something like that, or maybe being part of the illusion of Dr. Selvig. I don't know, it's hard to say. Finding that Dr. Selvig and Nick Fury are actually talking to each other to see what this source called this Tesseract is all about. And we get to see it's not only just power that Loki is interested in, but Loki wants it all for himself. And that leads to Captain America. And then Captain America, the first Avenger, we get to see that the Tesseract was actually used as a weapon for Red Skull's army. And we get to see that it vaporizes pretty much everybody that gets in the way. And with that, well, we actually get to see the fate of Red Skull, now that he has already been vaporized by the Tesseract itself. Who knows? He might be alive. But anyways, with that, we'll start off first with that story. So reason number one, the story. It starts off with Loki coming in at the S.H.I.E.L.D. base, takes away the Tesseract, mind screws Dr. Selvig, Hawkeye, shoots Nick Fury in the chest, but manages to survive all thanks to body armor. And Maria gives chase to Loki, but it was too late. Loki escapes with the Tesseract, and then with that, the S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters is completely destroyed, and they have to take place on the air. And with that, they can't do everything alone. That's when the Avengers assemble. And with that, it sets up a great story, and that with Loki trying to, now that he has the Tesseract in his hands, he can now take over the world for himself. And who knows, maybe he has planned it for somebody else. Who knows? But with that, we already know, we get to see the full resolution of that. Okay, and that gets a plus on the story, a check actually. For Iron Man and Captain America's roles, seeing Iron Man, now, come on, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, he owns the role, and seeing him teaming up with Captain America, Hulk, and Thor is absolutely amazing. We get to see the Godfather of the Avengers completely unite, but he's not the Godfather. The real Godfather is Captain America, who pretty much is the first Avenger and the first superhero to be the one born. And yeah, actually seeing this happening was absolutely cool, and yeah. As I can say, Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, fantastic. And of course, Chris Evans as Captain America, fantastic as well. And that gets also a check or a plus. As for Chris Hemsworth as Thor, come on, being part of the Avengers is cool. Even though he couldn't get along with the Avengers after trying to at least acknowledge Loki not to be turning evil, and then gets to fight with Iron Man and Captain America in the process. But with that, he has forced himself to join the Avengers. And with that, he joins. And him being part of the Avengers is absolutely cool. And that gets a plus. For the new Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, now that Edward Norton has no business coming back after his completely pathetic actions, we get to see Mark Ruffalo becoming the Hulk, and him as Bruce Banner Hulk, he does a fantastic job. He's absolutely great. He's a lot better than Edward Norton and a lot more better than Eric Banner. And not saying that the other Hulk from the 1970s is saying is bad. I actually like the ones from the 1970s. I saw a little bit of it, but not so much of it. But I think the new Hulk is absolutely cool. And Lou Ferrigno voicing the Hulk, of course, is also fantastic. And being part of the Avengers, too. As for the supporting cast, Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Phil Coulson, and Dr. Selvig, absolutely cool. And I gotta say, it's them, not only they're the only ones that S.H.I.E.L.D. is left, but not Dr. Selvig, actually, even though he's just a doctor. They do a fantastic job. Samuel L. Jackson does a great job being the man in control of the Avengers in order for them not to fight against each other, and that's what happens throughout the film. Maria Hill also being Nick Fury's second in command, trying to watch over the team as same thing as well. Phil Coulson, well, does a fantastic job, but seeing what happened to him, what Loki did to him in the back, which actually helped elevate the Avengers to unite together, not only to team up to take down Loki, but to at least fight for the ones who sacrificed in order to save the Earth. And yeah, it does a great job. Dr. Selvig, even though he gets completely mind screwed, he does a fantastic job as well. And that gets a plus. For Loki, for Tom Hiddleston as Loki, absolutely fantastic villain. He's one of my favorite villains of the MCU. There's no way nobody's going to replace him. Who knows if Thanos might dethrone him, because Thanos looks like he's going to be one of the best villains in the MCU. But I don't know. Loki does a fantastic job. His true motivation is a bit generic, but at the same time, back in 2012, everything was not generic. And I loved and I like Loki, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and yeah, and we do get more of him in the future, and that's absolutely cool. And I just wish he shows up in Marvel vs. Capcom. Please hear that out, please, Marvel and Capcom. I really would love him to be on the roster as DLC, even though he's not even in the as playable character, but as DLC would be fantastic. For Hawk, and I left out these other characters, and I kind of feel bad for them. For Black Widow and Hawkeye, Scarlett Johansson absolutely does a fantastic job being Black Widow, even though she's the only person who doesn't actually have powers in the team, unlike Nick Fury. She does a fantastic job as part of the Avengers, and I didn't even know that she was also part of the Avengers. After seeing the movie, I was like, oh, she's part of the Avengers, cool. And yeah, she does a fantastic job as well. Hawkeye, even though he was, throughout the film, Loki's lackey, well, not lackey, actually Loki's servant, to pretty much, like, at least destroy whatever S.H.I.E.L.D. has left and pretty much just infiltrate everything that they got. And yeah, with that, he can take the New World Order. But later on, halfway through, by the end of the act of the film, he does a fantastic job. Him uniting with the Avengers was absolutely cool and fantastic. And yeah, what sucks is that I heard rumors that Jeremy Renner did not want to come back for the sequel, but he did manage to come back, and they do make it up for him in the sequel. But we'll get to that as soon as possible. And yeah, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye was absolutely fantastic, and same thing with Black Widow. That gets plus. For the action sequences, absolutely amazing. I do love the fight between Iron Man and Thor, even though Captain America interferes in the fight, and when I wish we couldn't see the ending of it, but we get to see what happens. Just Captain America just prevents him from fighting, which is cool. Thor and Hulk was an absolutely fantastic fight. I actually do like the action sequence on that one. The Chitauri battle was absolutely freaking cool, and I absolutely loved it. Seeing the Avengers all together, all 6 of them fighting against all the Chitauri and Loki was absolutely freaking cool. In the Battle of New York, my God, that was a lot of destruction. And yeah, the movie, and that also gets a plus. The CGI for the Hulk, the Chitauri army, and the destruction itself, and whatever the Avengers causes is absolutely amazing. That also gets a fantastic job. Is this movie worth watching and worth checking out? There's one answer. Yes. What do you think I'm wearing the shirt for? Not on purpose. Come on, go out and see this movie. This is a fantastic movie, and this set up the perfect universe. At least they didn't even rush it. Warner Brothers. At least to me, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I absolutely loved it. Stan Lee's cameo is also pretty cool, even though the one part of the new scene where he says, "Superheroes in New York, give me a break." I love that scene. Come on, Stan Lee. But hey, at least he does a fantastic job there with the CGI. And then also, I never get to mention the the post-credit scene. Thanos. Everybody thought it was Hellboy. It's not Hellboy. It's Thanos. I didn't even know who he was until I Googled him. And yeah, he looks like he ain't going to be playing nice at all in the future. And yep, he's coming soon. He's coming soon. I don't even know if you can see him with my iPhone, even though I am recording with my iPhone. And yeah, and then that after credit scene, the Avengers all tired eating at shawarma, which is absolutely funny, and to me, my favorite after credit scenes in Marvel history. So yeah, without a doubt, Marvel's The Avengers is a 10 out of 10. It's a yes seal of approval, and it's a must-watch, and should be in your library with all the MCU movies, of course. Wow, I love this movie so damn much. To me, it holds in my heart, and it's also on my shirt too, which is cool. Well, anyways, guys, I'll see you guys next time with Iron Man 3. And oh my God, I got so much stuff to talk about this movie. And oh, the villains reveal. Well, anyways, guys, that ends it. I'll see you guys soon. Nerd of the 90s, out.